Well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watsu-K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Quick shout out to everybody in Virginia and North Carolina who are tuning in to watch this video. Okay, so game preview time. Jets versus Titans, week 2 of the NFL season. Coming after a bad loss, both teams did. Both teams trying to right the ship and raise their records to 1-1. Jets, I believe, are a 3.5-point favorite. So that means it's pretty much a pick-em. Titans getting 3 points there because they are the home team. So let's do what we always do. We are going to preview this game, offense versus the defense on both sides, give you a couple of other game notes. And, of course, I just posted my bowl predictions video. That's where I put my score prediction in there. So please check that out. Okay, let's start right now when the Jets offense has the football against the Titans defense. Well, that Titans defense, they got a new defensive coordinator by the name of Denard Wilson. You might not know that name. He was a former Jets coach. He was a secondary coach with the Jets under Todd Bowles, has an outstanding reputation, and now for the first time in his career, he has a chance to run his own defense under new Titans head coach Brian Callahan. Now, in that first game against Chicago, the Titans defense looked pretty good. They held Chicago to 148 total yards, just 2.8 yards per play, 11 first downs, and the Bears converted only 2 third downs. Now, yes, you could tell me that's a rookie quarterback playing his first game. He was nervous, and that's very fair. But, guys, this is a formidable defense. T'Vondre Sweat, their rookie defensive tackle, looks scary. 6'4", 362 pounds. The Bears could not block him. So between him and Jeffrey Simmons, already one of the best defensive tackles in the league, that Jets interior offensive line with Simpson, Tippmann, Vera Tucker, they got a huge test coming up this week. They got to be ready for that. Titans are going to try to pressure Aaron Rodgers right up the middle. They got to hold their share. Now, AVT, I love him, but I don't think he had the best game on Monday. I want better from him this week. And also, because of that, this may not be the best week for Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. You don't want to be running right up the middle on these guys. This is a situation where in the run game you want to, pull your guards a little bit, get them running outside, get them in space. It's all about getting to the second level of the defense, getting to the linebackers and an aging secondary, which is what Tennessee has. And to do that, your best bet is to get them in space, get a blocker or two in front of them. So I don't know about Braylon in this game, but Breece, I think, can have a role. Maybe even Isaiah Davis. He didn't get any snaps in the first game. That might be going out on a limb a little bit, but I think that might be a good idea. Now, Harold Landry, very good pass rushing linebacker as well. In the secondary, you've got 2 newcomers playing the outside. You've got Chidobe Awuzie. He came over from Cincinnati. And L'Jarius Sneed, a pretty well-known player, he came over from the Kansas City Chiefs in a trade. A lot of people think of Sneed as a shutdown cornerback, but Sneed was also PFF's worst graded player on the entire Titans defense last week. So take that for what it's worth. I've seen some people saying, oh, it's a shutdown corner, bad game coming up for Garrett. He didn't play very well against the Bears last week. And in that game last week, the Bears had wide receivers running open. It was like watching an old Zach Wilson game because Caleb Williams either missed them, didn't see them down the field, or didn't throw in that direction. But I'm pretty confident the Jets have a quarterback who wears number 8 who is going to be able to exploit those matchups. He'll know where to throw the ball, and he'll be able to put it in the right spot. So I do think there's a good chance the Jets hit a couple of big plays downfield. By the way, Aaron Rodgers has never been 0-2 in his entire career. But in this game, I need to see more from Mike Williams and from Malachi Corley. Those 2 receivers had 10 combined snaps last week. I want at least 25 this week, 25 to 30 snaps from the 2 of them. I mean, last week, watching Garrett getting the majority of the targets, and then you have to see Alan Lazard. I know he had a good game, but he did have a big drop early on. Xavier Gipson played half the snaps. The tight ends being on the field but barely targeted. It felt like watching a similar offense to last season, just with smarter quarterback play. So, yeah, that definitely I need to see the offense take a step forward. This week, the fact that they should have the ball for more than 21 minutes, that's a very encouraging sign. But if you want a very positive stat, last year the Jets offense converted 26% of their third downs far and away the worst in the NFL. Last week, they converted 60% of their third downs against one of the best defenses in all of football. So that is a very encouraging sign. All right, now let's do what we always do. Let's flip the script. When the Titans have the football against the Jets defense. Well, I said that Will Levis and Brian Callahan was not a good football marriage before the season because they have very different philosophies on how they play versus how they coach. And in week one, that proved to be the case. Levis finished 19 of 32 passing, 127 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and no receiver caught more than 5 passes. Levis is a little bit like Brett Favre in his mindset. He's a gunslinger. He's a risk taker. Brian Callahan's offense is all about precision and timing. Okay, so it's sort of a bad marriage there. But watching Levis, especially on Red Zone last week, he reminded me of Sam Darnold, and I don't mean that in a good way. Do you remember when Sam Darnold was with the Jets in that first year, after the first game or two, and he started having these happy feet in the pocket? If he was sitting back there looking for a receiver to get open, and it was for more than 2 or 3 seconds, his feet would bounce up and down. This is what I'm seeing from Will Levis. His feet his feet go up and down very fast. He holds the ball for an extended period of time. These are the things that get him in trouble. So Levis has played 10 games in his career. He's had 10 starts. In those 10 starts, he has 14 turnovers. Over a turnover a game. All right? The Jets have to exploit this. They have got to get home with that front four. If they need to blitz him, you know what? I got the confidence that this secondary can handle the Tennessee playmakers. Now, at running back, Tony Pollard is there, the former Cowboy, went over to Tennessee. You've got Tyjae Spears as well. The Titans had 140 yards rushing as a team last week. Right now, how much confidence do we have in this run defense? You know, I was concerned before the year about the interior run D, especially during those 30 to 35% of the snaps when Quinn Williams is not on the field. Now I'm downright nervous about it. So to me, this game, as far as the Jets go, it's on the front seven more than anything. Now and then, you know what? Load up the box with 8 players. Put Chuck Clark down low because he's a very good tackler and force Will Levis to throw the football. Make him beat you. And if he does, hey, you know what? Credit to them. But don't let them just gash you on the ground the way San Francisco did. Now, as far as the receivers go, at wide receiver, you've got a pretty good trio in Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, and DeAndre Hopkins. But to me, Tyler Boyd is just another receiver. He's a fine third receiver, but not as special a player as some of us thought that he might be earlier in his career. DeAndre Hopkins is still hobbled. He's coming back from an MCL sprain in his knee. Last week, he was targeted 1 time on 17 snaps, got 8 yards. So Hopkins is not all the way back yet. Now, I know one of the issues, DJ Reed is now questionable for this game. Robert Saleh had said Thursday that everybody was playing, but Reed did not practice on Friday with a knee issue, so that does bear some watching. If he doesn't play, I would count on Brandon Eccles to go. Maybe Jerick Bernard-Converse gets activated for this game. All right, Treylon Burks looks to be a pretty big draft disappointment. He was their top receiver not that long ago before the Titans totally redid that wide receiver room. I like Calvin Ridley, but very good receiver. But if he is your top receiver at this point in his career, I don't know. And at tight end, you've got Chig Okonkwo. He caught a touchdown last week. Offensive line, I want to spend a minute on this. They got some questions to answer. Now, Bill Callahan is coaching them, one of the most respected position coaches of this generation. Excellent offensive line coach, formerly with the Jets. Now, I want to talk about a couple of players here. J.C. Latham is a rookie left tackle. Jets really liked him. A lot of teams really liked him. Dom C liked him. A lot of the guys who I really respect as draft guys liked Latham. I was a little bit worried about him. Last week was interesting. He did some good run blocking, but he was really getting beat in the pass protection, especially getting beat inside between him and the guard. He gave up 5 pressures last week to the Bears. Peter Skoronski, another player the Jets really liked. Second year at left guard, he was terrible against Chicago, also gave up 5 pressures. Lloyd Cushenberry, he came over in free agency this offseason. And at right tackle, you got, I believe, Nicholas Petit-Frere, who was drafted in the 3rd round last year, had a very, very bad rookie season. He's got to prove he belongs in the league. So the point of this is that line as a whole last week, allowed 15 pressures and 3 sacks. They can't pass block right now. All right. They had a 29% pass block win rate in week 1 per ESPN, by far the worst of 32 teams. So this defense has to get home. Okay. Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson, who was terrible last week against Trent Williams, Michael Clemens, not that I expect a lot from him, but I want to see something. I want to see a Takk McKinley. I want to see a Braden McGregor. I want to see these guys get home, put up steady pressure on an offensive line that can't pass block and a quarterback who hasn't yet proven he can handle it. So let's see how they're being coached. Let's see if they got a little dose of humble pie on Monday. Make Will Levis beat you. I'm going to say it again because it bears repeating. And more than that, tackle better. This defense has to tackle. 18 missed tackles in week 1. One of the reasons that the run game looked as bad as they did is because the Niners got so many yards after contact. So let's see the C.J. Mosley, the Quinn Williams, the Chuck Clark that we expect. Because 18 missed tackles in a game, I feel like that was very, very overlooked, and it was an absolutely unacceptable performance. Okay, a couple other game notes. Tennessee, as I look big picture, this is a team that is a long way from contending in the AFC. Every team has some talent. What a lot of the best teams lack to me are identity and confidence. And I don't think the Titans have those two things yet with a rookie head coach and a second-year quarterback that is struggling. But they can be very competitive with running the ball, stopping the run. They want to control the clock on you. They want to frustrate you. They gave that game away. They had a 17-0 lead against Chicago. They gave it away with mistakes, with giveaways. It's their home opener this Sunday. They should come out firing. Oh, by the way, the Titans have Nick Folk as kicker. He's still in the league. He's still accurate, so I give him credit. But if you look at the overall rosters, the Jets are a better team. I expect them to win this game. And remember, on Sunday, when I do my video recapping the 3 key plays you may not remember that affected the outcome of the game, I may be very happy. I may be very angry. I have no idea what to expect. But I am hopeful that the Jets do win, make this a 1-1 season, and take that positive feeling heading into their home opener Thursday night against the surprising New England Patriots. Well, those are my thoughts on this game. If you've got any thoughts, put them right down there in the comments. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the game Sunday, and I will see you right back here with more content from you know where, the Wicker Chair.